Okay, so today we are going to start Revit. Revit is an AutoCAD software. You can see the icon for it right over here. We're going to be using Revit 2015. It's an architecture software. There's also different versions, so if the computer you're using has a different version, just realize that tools might be in different places. So just find this icon with the R, the blue R, and double click on it. And it's going to open up the software. Okay, it's going to bring you to this home page here where you can choose one of your recent files, or you can create a new one. So under projects, we're actually going to create a new one over here, okay? Then this dialog box is going to come up. So under here, we're going to click on the drop down and click architectural template. Make sure the project is checked here and click OK. Alright, so your background screen should look something like this, and you should see two dialog boxes. They may look different. Maybe they're attached on the side here. Maybe they're missing altogether and you don't see any browsers. If you don't see any browsers aside from this, you want to go to the View tab up at the top here, and then you're going to go over to User Interface. You're going to click down and you're going to make sure that all of these boxes are checked, including the project browser, which is this box, and the properties browser, which is this one. These are the two main the main browsers that you're going to be using when you're designing in Revit, okay? Also, just like in SketchUp, the scroll button on your mouse zooms in and out. You're also, if you're just using your mouse pad, if you look to the right here, this gives you some options to, number one, draw a zoom region, so you can draw a box and it'll zoom in. Or if you click this orbit 2D wheel, this allows you to zoom in and zoom out, okay? Just a couple hints there. Now, so after we've created this new project, we're actually going to be creating a small wooden shed that you're going to later turn into a house. But the first thing we want to do is look over at our project browser, which is this one. We're going to relabel these two levels under floor plans, okay? You can double click on any level and it's going to show you different views of your plan, okay? You're going to see floor plans, which is normally what we would use to lay out our basic 2D version of our floor plan, our ceiling plans, and then elevation plans. So elevation plans means that you're looking at a view of the building from the east, from the north, and from the south and west. So you can see where the level here at the bottom and level 2, which we're gonna change where those two are, okay? And then you've got different sheets and families and schedules that we're gonna play with later. But first, at this level 1, you're gonna right click and you're gonna say rename. We're gonna rename this floor. That's where we're gonna do everything that deals with our floor. I'm going to click OK. And when it says, would you like to rename the corresponding views, you say yes. On level 2, you're going to rename this roof. And you're going to click OK. And it says, would you like to rename corresponding level and views, say yes. Alright, so let's go to our floor view. This is where we're going to be drawing out our actual floor plan. So up at the top here, go to your Architecture tab, which is this first one, and click on the wall. You don't have to click down on the down arrow, just click on the wall itself. you are now in, you now have the ability to start drawing a wall, okay? So, what you're going to do is make sure this box is unchecked. If it's a chain, then it will just automatically create a chain link type of wall, but what you're going to do is just start with one wall. Doesn't matter how long it is, because I'm going to show you how to edit the wall length later. And by the way, if you accidentally click somewhere, just hit escape. Okay, so I'm going to click on each corner, and I'm going to click on creating a rectangle. If you notice, as I move along here, I have these blue guidelines that allow me to see where I'm going to be perpendicular to my wall across from me, and so it allows me to create this perfect kind of rectangle. Okay, so now we are going to change the size of these walls. To do that, first, see how we're still in wall mode? You go up here and you just click modify, or you could hit the escape button. Either one will do it, and you're going to get your arrow back. Now you're just going to click on one wall, and what's interesting is even though I clicked on this wall, it shows me the dimensions to my wall that's perpendicular to it, okay? And that's what I'm going to be changing, is this wall over here that's not highlighted. So go ahead and click in the numbers, and you're going to change that to 12 and hit enter, because I want that side 12 feet. Then click on one of the shorter 12-foot walls, and you're going to change this wall to 16. So I want it 16 feet. Okay? So there you've got the size that we're going to be working with. Also, if you want to move this to the center of your screen, just draw a big box around it and hover over it, left click and hold down, and you can move it to the center. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to zoom in here, and we're going to look at my walls. Everything looks good. Now, let's go ahead and go to our elevation view. Under elevation, let's click on east elevation. What I want to do is, right now my roof level is set at 10 feet. I actually want to bring that down to 8 feet. So, to do that, I'm going to click on this roof text here. I'm going to hit the unlock, then I'm going to go back to the 10, I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to change it to 8, and I'm going to hit enter. Okay? And I can just click out, and that has moved my roof elevation down to 8 feet, which is what I want. One thing you're going to notice is that your walls are extremely high. They're right now, if I just clicked on that, they're 20 feet high. So let's change that. There are a couple ways to change it. Okay, you can change it just like that in your 3D view, or let's go back to floor view, and you're going to click on one of the walls, and if you notice over here in your properties bar, this is where you change all the properties of your actual structures and objects that you place into your drawing. You're going to, under unconnected, you're going to change this 20 feet to 8 feet, and you're going to hit apply. Okay? And if you want to do that to all of your walls at once, click on the wall, click on one of the walls, hold down the control button, and then click on your other walls. And then what you can do is go in to the unconnected, hit 8, hit apply, and it should change all of them. So now, let's go back to our east elevation, and you can see that our wall is now down to the correct 8 feet. Alright? Another thing that we want to do, we want to be able to look at this as a 3D model. So, up at the top here, let's go to our View tab. I'm going to click on View. I'm going to click on 3D View. Here is our 3D view of the box that we just made. These are our walls. They are 8 feet high, and if you click on our, we now have different tools over here that we can use. If you click on this navigation wheel, you can bring that out and you can click orbit, and you can orbit around and actually look at your box that you've made. Alright? Okay, so now let's put a roof on this. Let's go back over to our properties browser and click on floor. So, to put a roof, you're going to go up to your architecture tab, you're going to click on it, and you're going to go over to roof. Alright? So I just clicked on roof, and it says, would you like to create the roof on the lowest level and move it to roof? And I say yes. I actually want to move this to my roof level. Now, what you're going to notice is you're going to have this bar here that allows you to give some details for what your roof is. The overhang of your roof, which sides define the slope, extend to wall core, multiple different things. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to say, this also, by the way, this might be like down at the bottom of your screen or to the side. It can be in different places. But I'm going to change my overhang to 1 foot. I want my overhang on my roof to be 1 foot. I want to make sure this box is checked that says define slope. And I'm going to click on one of the longer 16-foot walls. What you're going to notice is there's a little triangle here and there's an arrow. This is showing me that this purple line is showing me that I'm 1 foot on the inside of my house. I want my overhang to be on the outside of my house. So I'm going to flip it. I'm going to put it on the outside. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. These little triangles show me that the roof is going to be sloping down on those two walls. Now I'm going to close this off. I want it as a gable roof. So if you remember gable roofs, they just have 2 sloping walls. So I'm going to uncheck that box, and I'm going to click on that side, and I'm going to click on this side. Alright. You are done. Up here, you're going to go, and you're going to, actually, before you go and check it off, let's change the type of roof that we've just created. Right now it's at a basic roof. If you click down on your properties, you're going to see some different options. Let's make it an asphalt shingle insulated roof. So let's click there and change the type of roof that it's going to be. Alright, now click this check box, which is under the Modify Create tab. And this asks, would you like to attach the highlighted walls to the roof? Say yes. And you might not be able to see it here in your actual floor view, but if you go over, now that you viewed something in 3D, this 3D views pops up in your project browser. You can click the plus sign to open it out, double click on your 3D view, and you'll see this house. Also, with this, you'll be able to view different visual styles, which I'll show you in a minute. But the last thing I want you to create on this one, or the second to the last thing, is I want you to create a floor within your house. So let's go back to floor view. Go up to your architecture tab, the first tab, and then go down to floor. Click on floor, and you're going to make sure this box is checked that says extend into wall core, and just go ahead and click on all of your walls. Make sure that this arrow is on the inside and the purple box shows you on the inside, because I want to keep the floor on the inside. And then you're going to say check to finish this model, okay? But before you do that, and it's okay if you already did it, just click on the floor again. Go over here and let's change this now, our floor type under properties, to wood finish, okay? And then click the check mark. There you go. Now I've just put in a wood floor. Now, go to your 3D view in your project browser, and you're going to see your house, and you're going to see now you've got this floor underneath of it, and you can actually click here and change your properties if you need to. You can click on your roof if you didn't make it a shingle roof and change it over here. Also, what I want to do is, in order to select these walls, you kind of have to hover until it highlights blue. So on this front-facing wall, I want you to click on it. Highlight just this wall, and I want you to go over to your properties, click down on your basic wall drop down. I want you to search for brick on metal stud. Not CMU, this one. Exterior brick on metal stud. R54 and click on that. Alright, now you can click out, and what you're going to notice is that one of your walls looks like brick now. Now to change this view into realistic, you're going to go down here to the bottom of your screen and see where you have a cube looking icon. This is called the visual style. Click on that visual style, and these are different ways that you can visually look at your designs. Click on realistic, and this changes your view to realistic mode, and what it, you know, a slightly rendered kind of image of what it would look like. You kind of have real brick and real asphalt shingles on your roof. Alright, so you have just finished part 1 of this project. You're going to go up to this R here, and you're going to say save as project, and on the desktop of this computer, go to your desktop, you're going to create a folder with your name on it, and you're going to save it as shed, or you can actually save it as house project. Make sure you double click into your folder and then you save it there. And close out of the close out of the program. You're done.